residential areas. And as the rainy season approaches, the fears of waterborne diseases such as typhoid and cholera are high. A visit to one of Harare's oldest suburbs, Mbare, shows that residents are at heaven's mercy. Our correspondent, Kimberly Jiro, is in Mbare to give us more.
Heaps of uncollected garbage have become commonplace in most residential areas in Harare. Harare City Council seems overwhelmed. It has no capacity to keep the city clean. Here in Mbare, one of Harare's oldest suburbs, residents say council last collected refuse over 2 months ago. With the rain season fast approaching, residents fear the outbreak of waterborne diseases. They want the city fathers to take immediate action. Let us hear the residents speak.
After zakanyanya bozi mabluko ari padhuze mosquito plus chipurani mvura yacho haizobuda yakanaka mvura panapa hatitoiti yekumwa nekuti marara inobuda ine tsvina saka zvinototikonzeresa kuti tiite zvirwere zvemudumbu kusanganisa vana typhoid vana korera.
Hatitotyira utano hwevana kuti dai patotakurwa marara kuitira kuti vana vasapindwe nehonye plus ndo patinocherawo mvura kana honye dzakupinda ipapo vanochitambira ipapo tione utano hwacho hwakamira zvakanaka.
Tinokumbirawo kuti vekanzuru vauye vatibvisirewo marara pabhini then nzvimbo yedu yochena kuti tiwanewo kunwa mvura zvakaita sei zvakanaka.
Nenguva yakareba stereki anenge atoine 2 months asati atorwa marara apo kapa futi akuenda kurodhi marara achatotirwarisa tokumbira kuti marara abviswa.
Now, the city fathers say they have no equipment to collect the garbage, and Harare City Council spokesperson Michael Chideme speaks.
We are collecting, but on a very reduced scale in Mbare because of equipment challenges. Right now, we are mobilizing equipment so that we go and do a blitz in the suburb, and then we can revert to our normal scheduled collections in the suburb. So the biggest problem right now is that of equipment.
23 new cases of diarrhea were recorded in Bulawayo on Saturday, with over 300 people having contracted the disease. Bulawayo Health Director Dr. Edwin Sibanda says although cases have continued going up, the symptoms are mild and no severe cases have been recorded.
We saw 23 cases on Saturday. Yesterday we didn't see anybody because our clinic was closed. We only see figures for today. Everything is coming down a little bit, but there's a reasonable step. No one is died so far.
Still on health, an estimated 19 out of every 20 people who are testing for COVID-19 in Zimbabwe have fully recovered. Latest data from the country's health ministry shows a recovery rate of about 94%, 22% above the average in Africa. To date, there are 8,147 confirmed cases in the country and 7,678 have recovered. A total of 231 people have succumbed to the virus since the onset of the outbreak in March this year. The World Health Organization continues to call for vigilance.
We in Zimbabwe have to do right now is to continue to be very vigilant, to strengthen our capacity to continue to test anybody who may have had any exposure, anybody who has the symptoms that may be suggestive of COVID-19. Continue to have high-level surveillance and vigilance, as well as continue to implement preventive measures. This is very important. This will help us.
Zimbabwe's new envoys to Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo were dispatched to their missions this morning. Emerging from a farewell meeting with President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the envoys said that they will focus on opening new business avenues for the country. The new ambassador to DR Congo, Johannes Tomana, spoke to ZTN's Tawanda Madimu.
Manufacturing industrial markets kokutengesera zvinhu zvavanomanufacture muno. At the same time kune industry iri kufanira kusumuka asi kushayiwa mari yekunze. Tinofanira kukwanisa kuunza mari yekunze foreign direct investment.
Zimbabwe's new ambassador to Zambia, Charity Charamba, said she aims to strengthen existing relations between Harare and Lusaka.
I'm going there to look at ways of strengthening trade relations between Zambia and Zimbabwe. And this actually already exists. We have common boundaries. What comes to mind is Kariba. We also have Victoria Falls, and we have a lot in common.
Zimbabwe's former tourism minister, Priska Mfumira, will stand trial on the 18th, the 19th and the 20th of November on charges of criminal abuse of office as a public officer. Harare Magistrate Ngoni Nduna pronounced the trial dates this morning when Mfumira appeared to routine demand. The former minister, who was arrested last year and is out on bail, wants her bail conditions relaxed. Part of the bail conditions are that she reports to the police twice every week, and Magistrate Nduna is expected to rule on Mfumira's application on bail condition relaxation this afternoon. Players in the tobacco sector say the tobacco auction system is on the verge of collapse as most farmers are now turning to contract farming. This development comes at a time when production volumes have dropped in the 2019-2020 season. Takuchi Hambakwe gives us more.
The 2019-2020 tobacco marketing season has just ended, but business at auction floors was low. Experts predict this trend to continue in coming years. More farmers are now turning to contract farming due to challenges in accessing capital to fund production. Latest statistics show that 95% of tobacco sold this year was under contract farming. Tobacco Industry Marketing Board Chief Executive Dr. Andrew Matibiri believes this trend can be broken only when farmers have access to adequate financing.
From our general observation, it's very clear not many farmers are in favor of being contracted. If a farmer had his way, if every farmer had their way, I'm sure all tobacco will be sold through the auction system, because in other words, the farmer will be in charge of their own resources for production.
Matibiri added that farmers are not happy with the status quo.
The only way we can make the auction floors viable is by allowing funding from local institutions, financial institutions, to play a greater part in supporting production. And one of the things that we're happy to hear about is the issue of the conversion or the change of the agribank mission, perhaps, if you can call it that, to becoming a land bank.
A seasoned tobacco farmer, Mr. Edson Makina, expressed displeasure at the contract farming system.
Becoming very unpopular in that it's disadvantaging the farmer, because the contractors somehow they pay what they feel like paying, regardless of the grades. Whereas on the auction system, you will have different buyers going for different styles. So therefore, you would get value for your crop. Unlike with the contract system, whereby if your contractor doesn't like the type of tobacco that you'll have delivered, they'll just pay what they feel like paying. And the one thing I don't like about the contract system also is that they rely on the price matrix, which is generated from the auction system.
The Tobacco Farmers Association says government should ensure that farmers have access to funding.
We just urge that, maybe the TIMB board or maybe the relevant authorities would actually come up with something to ensure that the auction system, I hasten to say they should not be protected, but they should remain sort of viable. The systems that should be put in place should make sure that the auction system actually rebound, and we always have this dual system which have been working wonders in terms of protecting the farmer in Zimbabwe.
2020 tobacco marketing season ended on October 2 with a 28.3% drop in production. Revenue also fell by over 60 million United States dollars compared to last year. Takuchi Mbakwe for ZTN News.
On, Kenya's Health Minister Mutahi Kagwe is worried that the popularity of the hit song Jerusalema has led to disregard of COVID-19 restrictions in entertainment spots. He said the Jerusalema Dance Challenge is being performed in bars by patrons who don't adhere to social distancing. The Jerusalema Dance Challenge has become a global sensation during the coronavirus pandemic, and Kenyan MPs are set to release their version of the dance challenge on Tuesday. In South Africa, the President Cyril Ramaphosa has delivered best wishes to Health Minister Dr. Zweli Mkhize and his wife Dr. May Mkhize for their speedy recovery from COVID-19 infection. In a statement he delivered this morning, President Ramaphosa echoed Dr. Mkhize's call urging South Africans to exercise caution and to observe the WHO health guidelines to prevent further spread of the pandemic. The President's call comes at a time when South Africa has recorded 18,471 deaths from over 703,000 reported cases. Social media platform Twitter has removed a tweet from a White House coronavirus advisor, Dr. Scott Atlas, after he claimed that face coverings are not effective in stopping the spread of coronavirus. Atlas retweeted on Saturday, "Masks work? No," alongside a link to an article that argued against the success of face coverings. Twitter has since removed his original tweet as the microblogging site is cracking down on misinformation after launching its new misinformation policy that prohibits sharing false or misleading content related to COVID-19. Now, the policy recently put a warning flag on Donald Trump's claims of immunity against COVID-19. We'll move on to the world of sport, where Zimbabwe international goalkeeper Tatenda Mkuruva has been named in the team of the season of the National Independent Soccer Association in the USA. The recognition comes in Mkuruva's debut season in the Americans' third-tier league, where he plays for Michigan Stars. And Mkuruva's performance in the campaign also earned him a call-up to the Zimbabwe national team for the first time in 3 years. However, he pulled out of the squad for the Malawi friendly, along with several other foreign-based stars, after Zifa failed to arrange his trip to Zimbabwe on time. Now, Zdravko Logarusic faces a headache in selecting his strike force when Zimbabwe play Algeria in back-to-back AFCON qualifiers next month. Tino Kadewere scored his first goal for Olympic Lyon in their 3-2 win over Strasbourg. Knowledge Msona scored a goal and provided an assist in Cassiopei's 2-0 win over Royal Mouscron. Kama Billiard provided 2 assists in Kaizer Chiefs' 2-1 victory over Maritzburg United in the MTN Super 8, while Prince Dube is leading soccer in Tanzania. Logarusic may need to just pick 2 strikers for his starting 11 to maintain the balance of the team. ZTN spoke to Tino Kadewere, who has previously failed to spark in national team colours.
With the national team, it has not been very good. I play once, sometimes I don't play. I know one day it's gonna be a different story.
What do you think the problem is?
To be honest, I don't know, honestly. I don't know the huge problem on this case. I try not to think about it. All I want is the best for the national team. And sometimes it doesn't work as you want it to work.
And that story marks the end of ZTN News Blitz. For more news, please do go to our website, our Facebook page, or our Twitter page. Thank you for watching.